Well, hello. Well, hello there. How was I? Sorry, I couldn't give you direct audio. It wouldn't let me select the Axe-Fx as a interface. Oh, this is popping up here now, too. There we go. Oh, look. Made all the difference. Ayo! Howdy, howdy, howdy. Sorry. Some comments got flagged that should not have been by YouTubes. Love the yes. This was so this guitar was voted on by the channel members. We were smoking. Thank you. Hey, all right. How are you doing, buddy? We were doing the pre-show for the channel members, and they voted on this. Well, Chris, where are you at, Chris? Chris voted acoustic. Then I was like, "You good, bro?" No. Sam's in the house. Big Red Tower. How's everyone out there? Classic Chris. How's everybody doing? Practicing the legato. Oh, thank you, man. I need to actually go. You know what's funny? Is I was yesterday going through some of the courses, figuring out, the next ones I'm going to reshoot and all that stuff. And I was actually kind of looking through them. I was like, I think I need to practice those again. Some of the exercises in there, I was like, oh yeah, that's actually a really good exercise. I need to go back through some of this stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate that. Happy Friday, everybody. Tubbs watches this to rip off licks because I would say that Sean is not ripping any licks off of me, but I certainly steal licks from Sean all the time. During your first day of... Hey, congrats, Dylan. That is awesome, man. I need to figure out what happened here. Lance asking, how long did it take me to grow my hair? You know what? I don't know. I've only ever really had short hair that I can remember 1 year of my life. And that was in 8th grade. I didn't know Bruce Springsteen had a new CD. I seem like a nice guy? Well, thank you. You seem like a nice guy, Dylan. Do you feel anyone can play accurate and fast with practice, or is it limited to inherent talent? No, I think it's, anyone can, as long as you practice. preferred string height action in millimeters? I do not know, but I like my action fairly high. Don't forget to hermit crab that like button. Yep, practice, practice, practice. Does the rest of the stuff on your website go into more theory and soloing techniques, or is it mostly it's more like technical drills and stuff like that. I have a part 4 that is going to follow suit with. So essentially, the way that stuff kind of works together with the fretboard decoder, the 3-part thing, and then the other stuff is I have a little like getting started guide video in there, because basically what those 3 videos lay out for you, you take all these other ideas that we introduce in the other 8 courses and you apply the same kind of like basic approach to it. But I'm actually going to do a part 4 for the people who are enrolled. Will get that part 4. That one won't be free. That'll be for students only, essentially, or it'll probably be available for purchase as well as an individual video. But if you're an already enrolled student, you'll get that for free. Tom's asking about anything planned when I hit 250,000 subscribers. Sorry, I was reading another comment. Yes, you know, I never did the 200,000 subscriber giveaway, and a lot of that was just because I wanted to do like a big giveaway, but it just got to where it was like too much. Like, oh, you need to like this page, share this, do that, and I was like, well, and now I have some more companies on board who are just, I'm just kind of like, you know, I don't want to do anything. I just want them to have to leave a comment, and they can win the stuff. Like, that's it. So it was kind of just like taking time to find the right companies to, you know, who were essentially okay with, I won't say getting nothing out of it, but not getting, you know, direct, I guess, likes and follows and shares and stuff like that. So I'm hoping for 250 that will happen. You need some theory to be a consummate player. Yeah, you definitely, you know, a little bit of theory can help a lot. I posted a video today. I can't remember what I called it. Are you playing scales wrong? And it was basically like, you know, you learn the scale. Hey, Scott. Yeah, a million. And one of the things I always thought was really interesting, I talked about it briefly in the video, is finding like one note out of your scale. And whatever your chord progression is just kind of seeing how that one note relates to each chord. So like I said, in the video I did E, G, and A. So if I picked one note, like the G, what does that G mean to each chord? You know, well, against the E, it's a minor third. Against the G, it's a root. Then against the A, it's a minor 7. So that stuff was always interesting. And then just like understanding how to like involve those into kind of incorporating the chord a little bit. Yeah. Crystal. Should try looking on Texas. Oh, I must have missed something. I'm sorry. You guys are having a convo on ye own. Do I recommend the Harley Benton guitars? Yeah. I mean, I had one here for a little bit. And it was great, you know. I'm not sure if they've raised prices since then or not, but sorry, excuse me, let me take a drink of water. They were good, you know. I was very impressed with it. Here's anything. Oh, nice. Yes, relative, major, minor. There's lots of like things that aren't like crazy theory, but like super helpful. Thoughts on PRS guitars? You know, I love the CE24 that I have. Hello, Guitar Man. I'm using the axe effect. I use it a lot of times for live streams because I just can control everything right here. The amps are a little bit too far away for that. How do you recommend for metal? I don't really have any metal guitars. Maybe like one of those Olas, the Solar. Hey, London! I'm gonna switch. I switched to the PRS. Ugh. You guys were talking about it, got me wanting to play it. Practice singing the notes. I don't know if I would call it necessarily for me practice. I do it sometimes to annoy my wife. just to do it to be silly. Oh, Tom, thank you, man. Remember, can you stream live every Friday at 8 p.m.? I'm stuck on a roller rink and getting me through it. I try to. I try my best to. You know, summer's a little bit tricky because sometimes if the weather's nice, we're out doing stuff. So I wish I could really commit to a time. But you're not enjoying it. But thank you for the super chat, man. Oh, well, thank you, David. I would disagree with you, but I appreciate it. Les Paul Supreme. I have not. No, I've never played one. I don't believe I've ever even played a custom. I just played standards. I do like Kiss. They're not my favorite band, but I do like them. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Sorry, I gotta get my fingers awake. When I was doing the pre-show stream, I literally just sat down. I was like, God, I barely played guitar at all. Type of bands do I like? You know, I like mostly the older school stuff. You know, Van Halen, Rat, Poison, stuff. But I also like Richie Kotzen, Winery Dogs, Eric Johnson, all that stuff. And you know, it's funny. I love like Alice in Chains and Jerry Cantrell. So whenever I got to demo that Double J or the JJ Jr., it was really fun because Jerry is one of my favorite riff writers ever. And it was really fun to try to like write in his style. I don't know if I've ever heard Lacuna Coil. I know the band, but I don't think I've ever heard them. Favorite band is Van Halen. Lay it down. Tuning pegs are so touchy. like that. I don't remember it anymore. Remember it. I don't remember the solo anymore. Hold on, I gotta think of it. Sorry. Pause everything. How's it go? Something like that, dang it. It's not Lynch. Who can tell me? Warren DeMartini. What's the song? Who can tell me the song? Oh, VA. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Who can tell me the name of that? I'm not playing it right. I gotta remember it. It's been so long. Yeah. That's what it is. I was like, there's a bend I'm missing. Something like that. Loving you is a dirty job. Yeah. There it is. Okay. It was slowly coming back back together. There you go. I love Warren. How old was I in 1978? I was negative 11. Exactly negative 11 at that point. How much for that guitar? These are around, I don't know the exact price, unless they've changed it. I thought there was something that was changing about these. You can check them out on Sweetwater, though, if you want to know the exact price of a store. I would look on Sweetwater. This is the CE24. Yeah, I wasn't born until 89. June of 89. Gotta go top of P90s. Can't believe I wait. Dude, Ben, I'm right there with you, dude. When I didn't discover P90s until like 5 or 6 months ago. Whenever it was I got the vintage T and then I got the gold top. I'm like, what was wrong with me? Why did I wait so long to get P90s? Official endorser of Sweetwater. Well, you know what's funny about that? Because I am doing stuff with Sweetwater now, obviously, but it basically like changed nothing for me that they were already the place that I got everything from, and where I always link to them in like gear videos and stuff. So it's funny. Silver Knife, I'm doing good. How are you doing? Mr. Sean Tubbs! I got my guitar now, what? Now, Sean, you come on this live stream with me right now and play guitar. Who votes for that? Let's guilt trip Sean into this. I like what you've started, Sean. If you do want to do it, Sean, all I have to do is send you a link, and you're good. As long as you have a webcam. Tell you what, man, the PRS is smoking. No way it's that easy. Oh, man. Send this real quick. Uh-oh, Sean. I'm sorry, Sean. Trying to remember it. Who knows what that song is? Ah! Ooh, it's not Andy Timmons. Let's see who knows it. I was playing his guitar a minute ago. All right. Sean's game, guys. Let's see here. Let me see. I might have spoke. How do I send this? Share permanent link bookmark. Okay. I'll text it to you, Sean, and I'll send it to you on Facebook if you would rather have it that way. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Who this is? There you go. I sent it to Facebook and I just texted it to you, buddy. We'll see. I might have been, fronting a little bit by saying how easy it is. You should be able to just click on that link and it'll take you to it. Get that bend in key every time. Did anyone ever get what the name was? Uh-oh. Look, it like a man from the future. How do I... Oh, you know what? I don't have audio. Can you hear me? I do not have audio for you. I can see you. That's funny because your name shows up as Michelle. Yeah, I don't. I still don't have audio for you. You might, in the top bar, there should be microphone settings. Sometimes it defaults to an interface, like if you have your aux plugged in or something. The little gear icon. Oh, you know what? I think you're... No? Oh, oops. Now I muted you. Let me see. You just have to... You mime the guitar licks, and I'll copy them in the pentatonic format. Yeah, you should be able to have the mic in the settings, like your internal mic. Studio. Tom said, that's not the real Sean Tubbs. Sean, see, it's not easy. Well, I was basically making it up that I knew how easy it was. I've never done it. But no, like I said, it should be, unless I'm doing something. Oh, that is... Don't know what I clicked on. I need to not do that again. Cameraman... Yeah, I don't have any options anymore. Screen share, chat. Yeah. Unfortunately. Present to everyone. I don't know what that means. Stop presenting. What does that mean?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, now I can.
Oh, well, I just shut off my way better sounding gazillion-dollar Logitech thing and switched to FaceTime.
And go to the... Oh, sorry. I think they can probably only see me right now. There we go.
Okay, maybe that.
I'll just leave you in the shadows. Is it Sean? Is it not?
Is it me? Now I can't see you. That sucks.
Oh, you can't see me?
Well, I can see you, but you're like the size of a quarter now.
It should switch, like when I talk, unless you've clicked on your picture in the bottom.
Oh, I always click on my picture, baby.
Yeah. You're like, why do I want?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, see? You're like, why do I want to look at you? when I could, whenever
Look at me.
I'm an option.
So, you know what's sad is my whole world is direct right now. So I don't know that you would be able to hear me play, but I'll do this thing.
Oh, there you go.
Can y'all hear this thing?
Oh, you know what? If there's do you have like the gear icon thing on your computer up at the top?
Yeah.
Click on that, and then you should have a thing that says voice. And
Yeah.
if you and click on it and change it to studio.
What sort of magical thing happens? Do I do the swap the left and right?
You don't have to do any of that.
Okay.
You just want to change it to studio and then click save.
Is that better?
It is. Hold on.
Are you feeding back?
Are we good?
I told you this is not easy.
Try to play for a second.
Yeah, because what's happening now is because you're not on ears. That's why it's hard. Neither am I. It's going to feed back through the monitors. Ta-da!
Well, I'll be honest. I'd rather hear you.
Oh, come on, man. No, but show me. You need to show me that arpeggio stuff you do.
Oh!
All that, because I can't do any of that stuff to save my life.
Let me get a pair of headphones real quick, and I will solve all of our issues.
Well, you know, I'll do the same thing. This will be riveting for everybody watching.
Yeah, isn't this exciting? Well, actually, if you have headphones, then it'll solve.
Yeah, I'll get mine. Hang on a second.
You can only see Sean? Let me see.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, you should only be able to see.
I had you on presenting.
Well, duh.
You were. See, that's the thing. I mean, why am I even here at this point?
Okay, hands. I gotta turn this on. Okay, my mains are off. I'm still echoing. Obviously, I'm hearing me through your mains, which is no big deal.
Okay. Yeah, I can't hear myself anymore, though.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Show me.
Show.
Yeah.
I have one trick. Oh, I have two trick arpeggios.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I got. I have my I call them hack outlining chords. And it's just the pentatonic boxes. Hold on, let me turn my delay off because that's gonna mess with it. Oh, you know what? My delay is off. Don't need delay anyways. So
Delay's for sissies.
yeah. But
That's why I use delay.
yeah, I know. That's why my stuff is drenched in reverb and delay. Yeah, I'll own it. I'm cool with it. No, here we'll trade licks. So the one I always do is, it's just like your pentatonic boxes, but like whatever the chord is that I'm trying to play over. I always call it in out in the whole way through the chord, and it always resolves.
Okay, but that's the shift, because for me it's when I see you and Doug Rappaport, that's Smart Alec. You guys, you shift, because see, like for me, I don't do the big shifts. It's like I can't figure out what that is, but I just saw you do on your last demo. It was killer.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, it's funny. I'll show you that, and then what you have to show me is what I don't understand is you lead with your index finger so much. You like stretch back somehow.
Well, that's because I've spent a great majority of my life going, "Shut up, you."
You got it down. You're just like, listen. You see this?
Let me tell you something. No, I'm just kidding. Show me like.
Yeah. So like in those, that's my second arpeggio. so you'll have them all, everything right here. No. So all that is just basically like walking up minor 7 arpeggios. So that song was in D.
Okay.
So I was just going. Then it walked. I guess the last one's kind of diminished. But everything else, it just like it's basically pentatonic. I mean.
So the. So you're just shifting, and then, but is it a pattern? Though? It's a pattern you're sticking to,
basically,
right?
so the pattern is it's 2-1-2 the whole way. So it's, well, I guess it's 1. I go. It's like there's the first pattern, and then.
Oh.
But they're all D minor 7s, yeah.
Oh. And then. Okay, so
I don't know if that's technically a D minor 7. I mean, in my mind it is, but I don't know if it actually.
Wait, do it again. Yeah, because the flat 7's in there. So.
Yeah. At least that's the way I'm looking at it. And then the last one is the only one that kind of ventures out of it.
Oh yeah.
Which is diminished.
Yeah, I can't do it on this guitar. I don't have enough frets, but. Okay, cool. Yeah, because see, my problem is like I'm terrible about patterns. So if there's a pattern and someone says, "Well, play this pattern," my mind goes into, well, now I have to think. But at the end of the day, I'd have to think about that, because for me, it's like I don't. That's not a pattern. Those are just ideas like strewn together.
Well, but that's why anytime I'm figuring out your stuff, it's so annoyingly hard to figure out, because I'm like, where's the pattern?
Because they're all mistakes. There is no pattern. Yeah.
No, I'm like I don't understand. I think the what's your one song? I'm trying to remember. I go.
Oh yeah. Sure.
But
yeah.
I think
that's actually that song came about because that was the Dan Electro pedal, the Texas Drive or something like that.
Yeah,
really great sounding pedal.
Oh yeah. Especially for how cheap they were.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but it's actually.
Yeah. I remember. I think I texted you. I was like, "What video is this from?" Because when I figured it out.
Yeah.
I heard it down here, and then after you said it, I'm like, oh, now I can totally hear the thicker strings.
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're going, but it's actually up to the 4th.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, there's no minor 3rd in that.
Yeah, okay, so you're not going up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, because that'd be a major 3rd. There's your 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, now see, it's even cooler now.
And but that's what built the whole song. Is I accidentally went, and then I was like, oh wait, and literally, I wanted to keep it fat sounding, so I stayed in this register, or I should say, in this range of the neck. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. I can't see your hand.
Sorry.
Oh no, you did go down here. Okay.
Yeah. So don't change position. Literally stay here.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah. And then.
So.
Yeah. And then bring your first finger.
Oh, you should.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And not. But.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's so different.
See, but see, that's a shape for me that comes from the whole Django thing. So.
Well, What's your is that similar to what the chord that you're using in
Exactly.
Signal Shuffle?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's
So
cool.
it's same. Yeah. Same thing. Here, wait a second.
Sounds so different.
Oh, see, I've got an adjusty thingy. Wait a second. There we go. Wait. Oh,
Like,
sweet.
look at
Yeah.
you with your
Yeah.
newfangled technology.
But yeah, all of that stuff for me was the majority of all that stuff I do comes from one idea, and that's what I always tell people when you're thinking about phrasing and soloing. It always starts for me with something as simple as that. It's like, oh, well, that's cool. And then back to the blues. And then for the 4 chord, I can play the same thing again. You know?
What?
And that's Eric Johnson.
See, so
Yeah.
in that little bit, there were so many things I stole from you. That little lick, like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Okay.
never done
Well,
that before.
now that's not Eric Johnson. That's Dave Grissom. Or at least,
yeah.
There's a bunch of guys that have done that, but I got it from listening to Dave.
See, I got it from you, and then that little walk down.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure exactly how you did it.
Yeah. Well, it's same shape. So.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean? There you go. Yeah. So it's a little bit outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally do that all the time now to feel cool. I'm always like, I know what I'm doing.
And see, I stole that from Mike Landau. That's totally that's a Landau thing. I don't know what it is, but from watching him play, that's all Landau. Even this kind of stuff, that stuff, that's all from Landau.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
man. See,
that's all Landau.
Tom just put in a super chat and said, I don't really use patterns, and that, folks, is what you call a genius.
Oh, come on, man.
So he's speaking.
That, folks, is what you call somebody that refuses to be patient and work on things.
Oh, and Daniel, thank you very much, Daniel. Yeah, no, that's no, there were tons of little things I've stolen. Well, I forget. Well, and there was another demo you had done. What did you do? I don't remember the exact. See, I'm really bad at learning people's stuff. I'm
really bad at remembering what I did.
Well, see, but I I always half learn. I never actually know anything note for note. I just kind of there's one small idea that I want out of it, and then I'm just like, oh, okay, that's the idea.
And that's exactly what I do. It's funny. I just put up a thing on Instagram, and people have been asking me, "What is that riff and where did it come from?" It was this little. Let's see. What did I do? Yeah. Actually, what that is, if you go back, if you listen to Sting, Little Wing, and you listen to Branford Marsalis' solo, not Hiram Bullock's, there's a line that he plays through the... and I learned that line years ago.
Oh, really?
And I stole that section of it and figured out where to plug it in.
Oh, that's funny. Well, it almost
That's
sounded
my life as a guitar player.
That's your
just ripping things off.
Well, it almost sounded like a Lukather.
Well, and a lot of people thought it was more like a Scotty Henderson thing, and it does sound like that. But really, I stole it note for note, the first 10 notes from Branford Marsalis on that solo.
That's so funny. We have,
and that's the thing. I always tell people if listen to sax players, rip off the sax players because you're gonna sound different because it's a guitar. Unless you're one of those crazy guys like Alan Holsworth was, where you sound just like the sax player, it's gonna sound different. Nobody's gonna catch you. Mm-hmm. And I'm the rip off artist of all time.
Well, I forget who was talking. They're talking about sax players. Sorry, and we got a super chat from Who's That Girl, which is my wife. Nice. But they were talking sax players. They just play lines, so it's not like guitar. We can play all these different notes.
Right.
But it's funny. She one of my things. My wife and she just texted. I say that all the time about you listening to sax players and stuff, because she always says when you play, it sounds like she used to play sax in high school and stuff. She said it sounds like he's playing like a saxophone or something, like that vocal quality.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, she's dead on the money. The only thing I don't try to do is, a lot of guitar players that really want to sound like a sax player, they'll do the super, super legato thing. And for me, it's like, no, I still want the pick attack. It's like I'm not gonna do like a super legato thing, so it sounds just like a sax thing, because then everybody's gonna know exactly who I stole it from.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Why I talk about your playing so much is because I just blatantly rip it off. Oh, and actually, I should give credit first for those arpeggios I showed before. Those are what I stole from Doug Rappaport.
Doug.
Which is funny. You mentioned him. I'm like, that's who I stole it
Doug's
from.
the king of that, because I get so angry, and then when I saw you doing them, I was like, okay, someone's gonna have to show me how to do this.
Well, and again, I don't know how he does them. I just I could hear what he was doing. Like the sound is all I wanted, and I was like, I don't know what he's doing, but that was it. But and then you're always using your fingers.
Yeah, well, I don't as much as I used to the hybrid picking, because even if I'm doing like a like even that. Normally I would cheat, and use my second finger, but I'm trying to get used to not doing that. And that's just literally, speaking of patterns,
See?
that's just something that falls under my fingers.
A big stretch. What is it again?
So
sorry.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, just walk up the scale. Yeah, just straight up.
Oh, I see. Sorry, hold on a second. Let me put the camera on you. There we go.
Yeah. So straight up, just like, and then arpeggiate, and then. But,
wait.
But do it. Yeah, you got a great ear, but do it there. Yeah. Yeah, and then that puts you in position to drop your. Yeah. But do that with your second finger.
Oh, this with my second finger.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and then reach back and get that fifth up there. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just go outside there.
Oh,
and then back to straight pentatonic.
That's so funny. It's so close to a pattern I do. When I But yeah. But you add that one little twist in there.
It's a 7 add 9. And there's your 4.
Okay.
9 minor 3 4 5. Yeah.
Huh.
And then if you want to go outside.
Oh.
And what's crazy is you could do that over A. So that's the one thing that I always tell people is like, if you learn some horse crap thing I play in a minor key, it'll work over the fourth away.
So I've been learning double this whole time. I didn't even know it.
Yeah. So if I show you some sort of crap over minor 7, E minor 7, I promise you it'll work over A dominant 7.
A dominant 7. That's so funny. Huh. That's crazy. See, we're gonna be at Gear Fest. I'm gonna be like, check this out, Sean.
Yeah, I know. Burying me with it, and then I'm gonna be like, I should have never shown you that.
And you're just gonna be like, why are you playing it so bad? Like, I showed you how to play it.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Oh man. Where's Where's my good friend Robert? I'm not sure what that means. Someone said I play like sometimes I play great, sometimes I play like a rookie. I think I reside in the rookie territory about 90% of the time whenever I come in here to record something.
Oh man.
So
Well, my big thing lately is I avoid like jams like the plague because I just don't know any chords.
well, I don't know.
Well, it's like I don't know when to play the right chords, you know, because for me, like in a blues jam,
Mhm.
it's like okay, but when do I? It's like I know all that crap, but what I worry about is the guy soloing and how to not toss the guy soloing.
Right.
That honestly, that's one of my biggest fears as a guitar player is when I get in a jam. I, it's not that I don't think I can do it, but just knowing it's like I really need to be listening to what the soloist is doing and not stepping on their toes with chords.
Yeah. No, I can't. I can't do that at all. It's funny. I do a video series called "Finish My Riff," and it's basically like the answer to that exact issue. I was just like, we just pick a key, and it's like no one is playing while the other one's playing, so it's basically like fail proof. You can't really mess it up.
Sure.
And it's just rhythm because I'm like I said, I did one with like Phil X. I'm like, I'm not gonna like try to solo with Phil or Pete
Phil
or
crazy.
Yeah, any of these guys. I'm like, I don't want to even touch that. But but playing a riff, I was like, anybody can kind of play a riff. So
yeah, because I mean, I watch guys like Josh Smith, who just haunts me as a guitar player. Josh, he's just so good. But just watching him comp over like an A blues, it's like I can do it, but for me, it's like, well, wait a second. Yeah, I could do that, but if the soloist isn't with me, then what do I do? It's like that's all muscle memory. So you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I guess for me, I just need to do it so that I learn to listen to the soloist and realize, you know what? I just need to go, and not be a smart aleck, and because honestly, it's a big deal to like do that right. And you check out guys like Robin Ford and of course Josh, and when you hear those guys comp, you can tell they're listening to the soloist,
right,
and they're going with the soloist. They're hearing those tonalities, and they know enough, and they have a broad enough vocabulary as just comp chord players that they can do it. Whereas with me, it's like,
yeah, I'm just gonna play power chords. Is that cool with you guys?
Yeah, is it okay if I just go?
You just insulted every rhythm I've ever written.
Come on, man.
But let's see. Since I'm bad at like improvising like solos and stuff. Someone said I'm so bad at improvising on guitar that a triangle player could upstage me.
Come on, man.
Do you know who Ford Thurston is?
Oh yeah, Ford lives just up in Nashville. Ford's fabulous.
Yeah, I've been learning like a lot. He has some really cool ways. He actually has a, what does he call his series on YouTube?
Oh yeah, Ghetto Blues. Shit you can use.
Yeah.
You can. I guess you can't bleep that out. No, that's what he calls it, and it is killer because he's so good at that because he'll show how to do something outside. Mm-hmm. Like when I do it, I'm like, oh yeah, try this. It's all and it's just, who cares? But when Ford demonstrates something, it actually is something you can use, and it's really good. Ford's great at it.
Yeah, I've stolen so much. He has one. I think he was working on playing Over the Four. Watch, I use it, and I'm not gonna remember how to play it, but. Yeah, and it was like really really cool line. I was like, oh, and it was funny because it was all super similar to what I was already doing, but it was just like missing These like the cool notes. I was like, oh, okay, he's got all the cool notes in his stuff that I don't have.
Yeah,
So.
Ford's great. He definitely knows how to once again in a simple way teach you stuff that's really really usable, but actually is very advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that stuff is great because for me that's my biggest struggle is, you know, I've done a few videos and the biggest complaint, I mean they do well, but the biggest complaint I get is like, well, but that's too outside. It's too much in one. But it's hard for me in my mind to like narrow it down. So when I see guys like Ford doing what he does, it's like, oh yeah, that's great. You know.
What it's crazy, him and like, well, yeah, but I see, I don't feel that way whenever you go out at all. I'm always like, God dang it, how's he gonna save this? And then you just like roll out of him like, God, that was good. And then
it's all luck, man.
Guthrie Trapp will do that a lot.
Yeah,
you know, he's crazy as well. But
yeah, Guthrie's scary. But I mean, my thing is still, I'm still really just shapes based and tonality based, and once again, I'll listen to like that Branford thing I was showing you. It's like that doesn't even apply to what I did in that video, but I just keep screwing around with it until I can make it fit.
Yeah,
you know, and honestly, that's what Phil X does. Phil, when he'll start this crazy run, and he'll keep building it, and then he'll just find the notes that don't fit, and just make a change.
Yep.
And that's why Phil is such a genius. You know, it's like he doesn't over like think it. He's just like, well, I don't like that note, so I'll just move it.
Yeah. Actually,
like,
that's
perfect.
Yeah, I think Phil was the first player I ever heard, like rock guitar player, who was doing like the crazy chromatic stuff, and I was like, oh, that sounds like amazing. What was his one lick? I can't remember how he does it exactly. It's like he does it like lightning fast. He walks it down somehow, and he just like somehow saves it. And then I was like, God, that's cool. And then I want to do those licks, but I'm like, but Phil does it so much better, so I'll just use his licks instead.
Yeah, because I mean, he's got all that. He's always, but that's the thing. It's like he finds this pattern that's killer, and then he just keeps moving it.
Yeah.
And then when something doesn't fit, he just moves the note. Whatever note didn't fit, he just fixes it, and then it's all, you know, it's Phil X. Yeah, he's one of my favorite rock and roll players. He's so good.
No, I love. He has. I've wanted to learn it forever, and he finally did it in one of his songs off his new EP. And I finally figured out what it was, and it's always funny when I'm like, oh my God, it's pentatonic, because I know he's very like pentatonic bass, but it was, how do you do it now? What I say, I know it, and I won't know it.
Yeah.
And then he just goes into his string skipping thing, whatever. But I was just like, oh, that's all it was this whole time. I never knew what he did, and I'm like, oh my God, it's. He's just chromatically walking up the pentatonics.
Yeah, he's so good at that. Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah. But
well, dude, I should go, man. I've totally hijacked your live stream.
No, you're cool, man. I've gotten to steal licks, so that was my secret plan the entire time. So I'll be honest.
Everybody's like, get rid of this clown. Don't rob that.
No, well, you were saying, you know what? It's funny, and it was on the live streams that people were asking me. Sorry, you guys can't see me. The people on here were asking me about the Michael Tuttle guitars, and then that's what I was saying. You then all of a sudden, like on Instagram, post a picture. I'm like, I've never heard of these guitars before, and then here suddenly you have one.
Yeah, he actually sent me 3. I've just got this one out. I've always wanted to try a Michael Tuttle guitar, and just through a series of like just random circumstances, I got in touch with Michael, and then it was quite a while before he sent me something I could try, and I knew that his fretwork is phenomenal from just talking to other people, and these guitars don't disappoint. They're expensive, just like all the really great custom builds, but Michael builds a really, really good guitar. I don't know how long he's going to let me keep this around. This one's magical. He sent me a a baritone guitar and a regular like straight up Strat, and yeah, they're phenomenal. Fit and finish, fretwork. He does all his own electronics. Actually, the bridge is his. There's a lot on the guitar that's just all Michael, which is really really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, really really impressive guitar.
Someone just said Tim Pierce plays a Tuttle. I
He
didn't know
does.
that. Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. So what is it? So it's a humbucker in the bridge. So a mini humbucker in the.
Yeah, now he explained the pickup to me. It is a mini hum, but it leans closer to a single coil tone.
I gotcha.
It feels, because I mean everything about what's so hilarious about this guitar is, of the three, when I saw this I was like, okay, it's a Telecaster with a trem. No. It's a Telecaster with a humbucker in the bridge. No. It's a Telecaster with a mini hum in the neck. No.
No.
And man, I picked it up and played it and just did this thing, and I was like, oh yeah,
Loud.
yeah, it's so loud. I was like, I gotta plug this in. And yeah, I don't know what he's done with the pickups, but they really really sound great. And what I like about Michael is he doesn't just pick like a model of guitar. Like normally this would have a rosewood fretboard on it, but he's a great guitar player. So he's one of those guys that, like, if the model doesn't work, and in this case he was like, it wasn't right until I put an all maple neck on it, and then it was right.
And then it worked.
And I really appreciate that. He's not tied into, well, this model has a maple rosewood thing. It's like, no, it needs to be right. If it's not sonically there, I'm going to change it. And I was really impressed with that concept. I think they're really great builders. Won't just send out a guitar knowing something's not right. I was impressed that Michael was like, yeah, it actually, that model wouldn't normally have an all maple neck on it, but I just felt like it would ring better. Something was missing, and then it was right.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guitar, it just hooked me right out of the chute. Tremolo won't go out of tune. It's like everything is just. But it's still a 6-pole. It's not a 2-pole.
Oh, really?
And normally I'll do a bunch of adjustments to make that work, and I didn't touch this thing. So he's
Really?
Yeah, he's the real deal.
That's crazy. Well, that's whenever you guys watching haven't seen it yet. There's a video coming out soon with Sean, Pete Thorne, and then Tim Pierce, all part of a video that we put together. But you sent me your video, and then I was like, is he using a whammy bar? Because I saw it was just a telly, and I was
Right.
like, what does he do? And I'm like, it is a whammy bar. I didn't realize there was a trim on that on
Yeah.
that guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, he builds, I mean, there's so many, because I love the Sirs, the Friedman, Tuttle, Pierre. I mean, there's so many amazing builders out there now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of there's guitars you're going to connect with, and I've done videos about this anyways, but Michael's another one of those guys that's just truly, he's really, really talented. He's crazy humble. Like,
Is he really?
yeah, he's super sweet to talk to, and that was cool too, just to be able to chat with him and have him be so ridiculously humble about his talent. Because I think he goes all the way back to Don Garage Guitars. I think he was,
really?
Yeah, I think he was working with Don Garage before he branched out on his own. But if you think about it, here's a bit of trivia. Hang on a second. This guitar was sent to me to try. It's a Schecter. This one is the Nick Johnston model.
Oh, I played one of those.
Man,
Isn't that neck nice? That Wenge or
Wingate, yeah.
Wingate, yeah.
And what's so funny is normally I would never gravitate towards a Wingate neck and an ebony board on a Stratocaster, ever. But once again, it was like, you know what? I can't argue with this. But what I was going to say is, like, Michael came from the Don Grosh thing, and of course Grosh, beautiful guitars. But if you look at Tom Anderson, Tom came out of the Schecter Custom Shop days.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So when they sent me this guitar to try out, I was like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of the California Custom Shop days. And yeah, it doesn't disappoint. I was really impressed, and still am very impressed with this guitar.
Yeah, no, those guitars. Well, and do you listen to Nick Johnston at all?
Oh yeah, Nick is haunting.
Yeah, he's crazy. What a crazy
Oh yeah,
guitar player.
he's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this thing is, yeah, it's another one. I was looking at it going, here's another just completely legit, real deal, perfect fretwork. Neck shape is insane. Fit and finish is perfect. Yeah, it's, man. My only complaint about this guitar is whenever I have a Stratocaster, I always make sure that the bridge pickup is wired to the tone only. So the tone affects nothing but the bridge. That would be my only nitpicky thing. But watching Nick play, Nick is always, like, he doesn't have a trim, but he's always rolling that tone in and out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the one thing, you know, all you darn kids, listen to this old fart tell you. Your guitar has a tone control. Use it. It makes it.
Boo.
Use it. You know, like, roll it off. It's not the end of the world, man. You get so many tones.
You know what? I didn't recently, and probably till the last year, start using a tone knob. Finally, finally caved, and it was just like.
Yeah, well, see, I grew up, you know, especially on Mike Landau. If you watch Mike Landau play, he's constantly rolling his tone up and down. And I try, and like in demo videos, I won't do that because I'm demoing a product. So if I roll the tone off of something, then it's not a proper representation of the product I'm demoing. But it's so habit for me, I have to consciously not do that because it's habit for me. If I cack back to the bridge, I automatically go to the tone and roll it off.
Yeah.
So I have to make a conscious like decisions, like don't do that while you're demoing. Things have to be wide open on the guitar to demo the product.
That's I guess I've never really thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm demoing something, sorry, I'm adjusting something here real quick. Oh, there we go. Check that out. Boom. Yeah, you know, I don't really think about it. I guess I'm more guilty of I adjust my volume all the time whenever I'm playing because I'm not paying attention and I'll roll the volume down. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm not actually showing the lower gain side of the
amp. Unless you're presenting that way. If you tell them, hey, I'm rolling the volume off, this is how it. But yeah, if you're playing it with the volume rolled off the whole time, then yeah, you might have missed the mark on the product demo.
Yeah.
So if I roll the volume off, I make sure I'm saying, look, this is how it responds to, you know, the volume rolled off.
Yeah.
But that's riveting conversation for everybody out there. They're like, okay, yawn. Whatever.
To hear what you all are working on. Yeah. Someone's asking what are we working on? I'm never working on anything, but. Are we gonna get another demolition album?
I think so, but I think the next time I do it, what I'm gonna try and do is instead of just taking the demos that I did and remastering them, and a buddy of mine did it. Oh my God, he made it sound so good. But I think what I'm gonna do on the next run is I'm gonna add to it. So I'll add an extra solo. I may just, you know, loop a solo section within the rhythm part and then add a new solo so that it's more new. It's not just the demo itself. That's what I've been, because I'll either do that or I'm just going to do the real deal. But I know a lot of people have asked for, you know, like a Demolition Volume 2. And what's so crazy, I'm so blessed at how many people actually, you know, bought that. So Demolition 2, that's kind of the concept. If I go that route, I'll do it, but I'll add something that you wouldn't have heard.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. Yeah, I love the first one. A lot.
Thank you.
You know, I was listening to it right before I went live.
Oh wow, that's so sweet of you, man. The guy that helped me out with it is Chris Justice, and he works for Sure Guitars. But I go way back, over 20 years with Chris, and he's he's a great guitar player, but he's a really good mix, master, and tracking engineer. So I sent him all those demos and just said, you know, and he actually offered, but he was just like, let me sweeten them. let me make the drums sound like they're supposed to sound because you don't know what you're doing. Let me, you know. And he did such a great job. It's so sweet of him. But like I said, I'm so blessed that people had any interest in that at all. I honestly didn't think people would dig it. You know. So
Oh,
I'm really blessed.
no, I knew people would, and yeah, no, like sonically, it sounds great. I mean, I think your demos, drums and stuff, always sounds good, and then like you can tell, like obviously whatever he did to him, it made him sound even better. So that's definitely if anybody watching, for one, if you haven't subscribed to Sean, I forgot to mention any of this stuff, subscribe to Sean, but also check out Sean's album Demolition. There's just so many good things in there.
It's funny. I think I've actually finally got it out on Spotify or whatever. I did it through CD Baby because I did it on just Bandcamp, and recently did CD Baby, but I wasn't even sure if I did it right. So check.
Yeah.
And let me know if I did it right. That's how I am useless, man. I'm such an old guy. Yeah. Hey, how do you use this phone? It looks like a TV set.
Y'all got one of them mobile devices?
Yeah, had you got good mashing arms? Oh gosh.
Thank you, Big Red Tower. One of the moderators is linking your channel and everything.
All right, I thank you so much. That's really kind of good.
Someone said dueling banjos. I don't actually know how to play it, but
I don't think I've ever played that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Now we're getting into Deliverance.
Oh yeah. All right.
And you don't want none of that.
No. We're going down a dangerous road right now. Definitely. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the comments. Help me! I turned my phone language. Sam said, "Son, please help me! I turned my phone language to Japanese."
I think the Lord's coming back. Something's going on right now.
What? My phone's talking to me. Oh man.
That girl sounds like she's real pretty, but she don't make no sense. What's her name? Siri?
Siri? This cereal girl keeps on phoning me, and I
She says the weirdest thing.
Yeah. For the life of me, I don't know what she wants, but
she says I can help you with that, but then I don't know what she wants to help me with.
Oh man. Someone said CD Baby is a go, so it is on.
Oh good.
Yeah, so it must be everywhere.
Right on.
I'm not sure. I think I got it off of Bandcamp.
I think it would have been Bandcamp because I just recently did that. Honestly, the whole thing was just so new to me. Bandcamp was something I could really understand, and I still really like Bandcamp. But I was like, well, I'll try and, because just through people asking, is it on CD Baby? I was like, what's CD Baby?
Yeah. See, I didn't until I posted my EP. I think I did it. I used DistroKid. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard about Distro. And don't they just take it and literally it goes out on everything?
Yeah, it's literally like everywhere. I'm like, that's when people ask me. I'm like, I think it's everywhere. I don't know for sure, but there's like 30 different boxes. Like, where do you want it to go? And they were all checked, and I'm like, yep, and just like.
Yeah, because I think I had watched something. I think it was Pete talking about DistroKid, Pete Thorne.
Oh yeah,
in one of his videos.
Oh, I think he did his album. His album was really good too.
Oh yeah.
His first one. I think that was. Sorry, I got locked on me again. What was his first one? Guitar Nerd. I remember learning a bunch of stuff off of that. He had one of the meanest riffs. How's it go? Take it down. I can't remember how he does it, but it was just this super perplex, I think is what it was called. Just in your face.
Yeah.
Rock riff.
I'm
like, all right.
Yeah, he's playing for keeps.
Yeah. No,
he's great.
Pete's the man. So they all are. All of you guys. So I sit over here and make my highfalutin pentatonic videos, and I call it a day.
Whatever.
Someone said, quick question: Are you willing? Can you play the C major scale? I had my first lesson recently, and just want to make sure I'm playing it right. Well, okay. So here's a question. We'll see. So how would you play a C major scale, Sean? Okay, so you'd 3 note per string.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, no. That's I can do.
Oh wait, I didn't see.
That would be 3 note.
Oh, okay.
The traditional would be.
Yeah, I see.
Which
Okay.
is if you're going to do the directional picking thing. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
But the traditional is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's straight ahead.
Yeah, and that was more. I was just curious because I never. Sorry, I shouldn't say. I learned them in the box shapes, but then when I saw Paul Gilbert teaching them the 3 note per string way, I was like, oh, I like that.
Yeah, because I mean, if you do that, you can literally all directional picking.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. For me, I had to go back and learn them this way because then what I found out was I think what kind of hurts whenever you learn it the 3 note per string way is knowing where your notes are. Like there was your minor 7. I'm like, oh, but it's up here. It kind of it puts them in like a weird place.
Right.
So I had to go back and learn them all the other way, and then it helped me quarterly understand a lot more where I'm like, oh, there's my 5th, there's the 3rd, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, I would say it's really important because the 3 note a string is awesome for directional picking, but I think you're best off to see all those intervals so you can hear them and know them on the fretboard and then go from there. Yeah, because I mean, the sky's the limit with scales. Because the only thing I really know is the 5 forms of the major scale, and then I've just altered from there. And then I remember seeing Frank Gambale doing the 3 note per string thing, so I figured that out a little bit.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm still so. And then back. So I would just alter. My life revolves around altering those notes. So I don't really learn like all the different scales or modes. It's just literally that's what I learned. So in this position, I would just start altering notes. But I'm still literally
just right there.
Yeah.
Huh. That's great. Well, and it's funny you mentioned Frank Gambale. Do you watch Rick Beato at all?
Sure.
On YouTube? He just did an interview with Frank Gambale.
Mm-hmm.
And it was insane. Like Frank in the beginning, like wasn't really warmed up, and he was like still playing like amazing. But then you could see like halfway through when he got warmed up, he was just like, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, because
like,
he does that. That's that's an old Gambale trick. But yeah, that guy. It's like no, because even when I did learn the 3 note per string thing, I thought, oh yeah, I'll be able to play like Frank. It's like, no, I'll never play like Frank. He is crazy.
Yeah, it was funny. He had an instructional DVD. I think it was called Rock Chops.
Yes.
And it was all picking. I remember I've never made it through the whole thing, but I remember just like sitting there forever, and like, it starts out really slow, just like he did like it's like simple chords, and then like you're like a minute into it, and you're like, oh god, I can't do anything anymore. Like I think I don't even think I got past like the first lecture or something like that. I'm like, all right, you win, Frank.
Yeah, he's nuts. I mean, all those guys that developed those type. But then, once again, I think what threw me is there's too many rules. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're going to do that technique, and you know, if you look at like, even you know, Paul Gilbert, Yngwie Malmsteen, like the guys, even Eric Johnson, there's certain rules and parameters that they stay within to do those lines as crazily as they do them. And there might be a cheat here and there, a hammer on or hammer off to sneak it through. But at the end of the day, there was a discipline involved, dedicated discipline, and I'm just terrible at it. I just don't. I wish I did have that type of discipline because I'd play way better.
Oh, God, we don't need you to play any better. We need you to play worse. Play worse.
No, man.
Please,
But
please
here's what I've been working on. Something as simple as this. It's like I suck at that. It's like trying to actually make that work, as simple as that is. You know, just.
Oh. Wait, are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, just chromatic.
Just that stupid. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's hard, man.
Oh, it is. Well, you know, did you ever? Did you ever? Sometimes you'll do stuff that reminds me of like Steve Vai. But did you ever learn any of his like 10-hour workout stuff?
No, it's funny because Steve is like a guitar god, and I honestly I've never owned a record of his. But every time I hear him play, I'm just like, that is insanity. I've never owned a Satriani record, even though I hear him play and it's killer. It's like I was still Landau, Steve Lukather, and then honestly, a guy that really woke me up, especially with this kind of stuff, Ian Thornley. Big
Oh
rack.
my God! Oh yeah. Well, Ian is.
That dude is stupid.
God, he's crazy.
When I heard what was it, Albatross, or I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" And he literally kind of woke me back up because I was in a rut, especially for like just rock and roll playing, but like melodic and crazy. When I heard Ian, it literally did. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" You know, all the. It's like all that stuff. I mean, that's mine. But what woke me up again to start doing that was Ian. Like Ian's so good, but I've never listened to like a Dream Theater record, even though I think John Petrucci is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm so weird, man. Yeah, it's like I don't really listen to guitar records as much as I do bluegrass, newgrass, and I listen to that kind of stuff and I apply it. And then every once in a while, I'll hear someone like Ian, and I've got the Big Wreck stuff. I think it's because they're singing and their songs, so I get locked in on it, and then all of a sudden he takes a mind-blowing solo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really funny when it comes to guitar records. Other than, like I said, going back to the Robin Ford days or Larry Carlton or Phil Keaggy.
Oh yeah, that's what. Do you follow Ian on Instagram? Because he'll post like crazy. I'm like, oh my god, he's insane.
Yeah,
who was it gonna ask if you had listened to? I don't hear many people ever mention him, but do you know who Drew Zing is? By any chance? Oh man, he shoot. Who did he play with for a while? I'll send you one of his things. He's like in like fusion-y kind of rock guy, but
I think the last guy that tripped me out was Phil Sace. Philip Sace. He's like a really aggressive, like Stevie Ray Vaughan style player.
Oh, nice.
Just insane amounts of emotion and feel. And another guy named scared the hell out of me was Anton Boyer. Young kid, plays gypsy jazz like nobody's business.
Oh,
but
really?
then he can turn around and play classical guitar and these beautiful arrangements. Another guy that scared me to death is Julian Lage.
Huh? I don't know any of these.
Yeah, these cats, Julian Lage, Haunting, of course Borelli Lagrin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Borelli scares me to death.
Yeah.
There was another cat I just saw. Andre Neary?
Oh yeah. He is.
Oh,
he is
jeez,
crazy.
Man. What planet is that guy from? Because I knew right away when I saw him doing all the crazy arpeggio stuff, dropping the pick and doing this. I was like, okay, he's a classical player, and it turns out he's an insane classical player.
Yeah.
But that dude, another guy where I was just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, he he was insane. Or even like see, I've been trying to get into a lot more like Mark Letary and
Mark's is
all those guys just with that crazy kind of like trying to get more of the swing, you know, into the stuff.
Well, Mark's background, I mean, is so gospel and funky, but he can play all the rock stuff because I mean he's a Prince like nut, and that was kind of his background. But yeah, Mark Letary is another one of those guys that's just so musical and has such a vocabulary. But anymore, it's like for me, I'm always in search of anything where, especially improv wise, like Julian Lage is really crazy because his whole life is improv. When he picks up a guitar, he's not practicing scales, he's practicing improv. And once again, that's a discipline I do not have.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. Someone was asking about Ted Green.
Oh yeah, and, Ted. I almost took a lesson with Ted.
Did you really?
Oh, years ago. I was just a teenager. And even back then, it was really hard to get in with him. But yeah, Ted, nobody played. And there's not a guitar player alive worth his salt that won't tell you that they're haunted by Ted Green.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
He was untouchable.
The luthier and like tech guy here was all, you know, as when I was younger, like, you know, learning all that stuff, was all about Ted Green. And then he had all these old videos of Ted playing at like a wedding and like all these different things. He's like, watch this guy, and he's like, tell me what planet he's from, and I'm just like, what is he doing? You know?
He's untouchable because you can look at guitar players like Pat Martino and you know Wes Montgomery. I mean, Wes is gone now. There's some cats that are just over the top when it comes to just vocabulary, but still nobody could ever run with Ted Green.
No.
Even Pat Metheny, as brilliant as Pat Metheny is, I think even he would, hats off to Ted Green. He's just great. He was crazy.
Yeah, he was. Someone was asking, and I'll replace we with Sean. They're asking how we approach improvising, but my way is simple. I'm terrible at it, but we'll let Sean answer how he approaches improvising.
Well, honestly, your way is you're not terrible at it. At the end of the day, improvising, at least for me, it is simple. Just like you're saying, Robert, it always starts with a phrase. So it might literally be, and for me, it's like, okay, that I had no place to go. I accidentally created this cadence. So how do I answer that? And that's over the one. And then I know I can already repeat that over the four. And I can do the same thing again. And then I might go to riff 47 over the 5.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to the same cadence. So that's in the blues. But even if it was a rock thing, it's like. So I already know. Well, that's what I just created. I already know, and it's what I was just talking about. I already know if this is going to go to the 4 chord. I already know what I just played will work again. So I might do the same thing. And I'll alter a couple notes. And then I'll work from there. So I literally let the first phrase I play force the rest of it. And then whenever you hear this crap, that's all just muscle memory. I've been playing that lick since I was, 14. But the rest of it literally is, being musical based on the first thing I played. And I think even if it's really simple, like say you're playing in a worship band, and it's like, well then for me I'd be like, okay, that's my first phrase. And then I'll and then I'll do it again, but I'll change one note. And then I'll stay on one string. You know, that's for me. Oh, that almost sounded like a what was that old '70s thing? Oh, it's one of those terrible. Anyways, it sounded like one of those TV shows. But honestly, that's how simple I am about it. I let the first phrase, the first thing I play, becomes the rule. That becomes a parameter, and then it helps me to like lock in and go, okay, how do I embellish on that, as opposed to what flashy thing can I do? It's like, oh no, I'm creating melody. How do I embellish on the first three notes I play? Even if I just play the same thing again.
I just play the same. I just keep playing the same thing over. Well, and
but
I think,
but that there's genius in that. That's the whole point.
Oh
is
yeah.
Take advantage of that. You know.
Well, and that's what's like to me. Like I said, I don't feel like I'm a competent improviser to know how to play over stuff. But I love writing solos and stuff like that.
Composing solos, sure.
Yeah, like that side of it, I really like. You know, because I just think it's interesting. Like you said, kind of like how you come up with one thing, and then you're like, well, where does it go? At least I know the way that I think, and maybe it's the right or wrong way. I don't know, but I always kind of hear it, and I'm like, I don't know. I just want it to go higher. That's like the only direction that my mind goes. I'm like, or like, I should play down here, and then I just kind of like will move down here, and then figure out.
Well, and that's that. I guess that's my whole thing. Is it doesn't have to be rocket science. And it's exactly what you're doing. You're like, you know what? I need the melody to go this way. I want it to go taller. I want it to resolve in this register. Or I want everything to sound fatter, so I'm going to stay in a lower register. And I want it to end down there. Even something as simple as that train of thought forces you to be musical and takes you out of the, well, I'm going to play it. You know, I'm just going to play my riffs. It's like, no, like, it's like, okay, well, where can that go? And then if I do it again, it's like you just took up a good amount of time actually making music. You know, because otherwise I've only got like 3 actual riffs. So I need to take up time repeating myself.
Well, like I said, I showed you my 2. So that's where it ends. But no, well, and I always think it's fun to try to figure out, sorry, I keep forgetting to switch the thing off. To think of like someone else as far as like the style. I'm like we mentioned Doug Rappaport. I just did a video for like the JJ Junior or the Double J. Someone was giving me a hard time because I keep calling it the JJ, but it's called the Double J.
The Double J, yeah.
But
that demo was killer, Rob.
Oh, thank you.
It was so good.
Oh, and the solo was like totally like and to me like a head nod to Doug Rappaport, just because of. I was like, this is just kind of like a gritty riff that's happening in the background. Sorry, this is loud on you.
No, it's fine.
But the whole thing. I mean, I was like, that's totally like that's Doug Rappaport bending 100%, just two-step bends, and I'm just like that's like a total Doug thing. Whenever I heard him doing that, I was like, God, that is like attitude, and it's just like bottled attitude right there with those bends. So
and so much of that is based on the blues, because you'll always know when I've run out of ideas when I start doing the. Because you cannot go wrong with that,
Yeah. Well, what's funny? I don't know if my wife is still watching, but she would probably like agree. So, she actually helps me a lot when I I'll play her stuff, and she's pretty like. She was last night commenting because I mentioned this last night too, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I tuned in right at the point where you were saying how mean I am about like." Stuff, but she'll listen to like stuff and she'll just be like, "Oh, I like that first part. The second part sounds like you're improvising. Are you improvising?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's just like, "Yeah, you should write something there." And it don't. Just and I'm like, "Well, I guess you're right. Like, if she can hear it and be like, yeah, I can tell that's like one of your staple just like."
Yeah, because the word. Yeah, because the word isn't improvising. The word is like you're not improvising.
I'm not improvising.
You're playing, and I'm guilty of it too. But the more you force yourself to do it, the more you develop more vocabulary, and the more vocabulary you have, the easier it is to do that. But that only comes through doing stuff like that over and over and over. And Like I said, I tend to stay out of jams because I know I would get buried alive. Especially when those guys start trading like quick ones, like 1-bar trades. Especially I remember seeing Josh Smith and it was Kirk Fletcher and Bonamassa.
Oh, sorry, Bonamassa.
They were trading, and it just got nuts where I was just like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, those guys, and like you said, Josh is just like, he has that really cool, like almost, I guess to me I'd call it like gypsiness, like almost like he's doing like Hungarian minor or something on top of it. But I remember he was doing the one, what was I can't remember the video, but it was some kind of, you know, and I was like watching, like, oh, what is he? And he was just doing all kinds of little like, all these like crazy things. I'm like, yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, because he's really into the, he's so good at that, you know, and that's a lot of that stuff, you know, where he sees it as the half step up from the 4 chord. I see it as an altered. So for me, it's like, but it's the same concept where Josh was literally going, even though that chord isn't being played, I'm going to play that into
the other one.
Yeah, and Josh is so good at that. He kills it.
Well, that's exactly in that Rick Beato video I was talking about. Frank Gambale. He basically what you were just saying. That's what he was talking about. The little half step, you know, implying the chord or whatever inside of it, and he did it, and I was like, God, that sounded amazing. Yeah. But I mean,
that's what he does. Yeah. So, but see, even when he does that, to me, I see this shape. So I see B flat minor, add 9, but Josh sees it as a D sharp dominant add 9 thing. So that's the thing. Every guitar player sees things differently, but at the end of the day, all roads lead to, you know, where you're trying to go.
yeah, no, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, Josh he's crazy.
Yeah, they're all insane. I just watch them with my jaw on the floor and.
Yeah, me too.
All right, well, I guess I'm gonna steal some more licks.
That's what I do.
But I think she's ready to go get some food.
I know, my wife just poked her head and like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What's happening?
You just sound like you're talking to yourself. What's going on? Get you some therapy, man.
I think my wife's just used to it. She doesn't know, like, is he recording a video? Is he just,
talking to himself?
Yeah.
Yelling at himself.
Yeah, actually, that's so funny. I'll end with this. I was talking about this at the very beginning of the stream. I was recording today, and I was like trying to get this lick down for the video while I was recording, and one of my lights blew up, and just glass everywhere. I put it on Instagram, the video. I was just kind of sitting there. I was like, pop, and I'm like, and glass all over me and everything. So I was like, geez, I didn't know making YouTube videos is so dangerous nowadays. So.
Well, man, Robert, dude, thank you so much for having me on this. I was just, lurking around like a goofball, just saying hi. It's really nice of you, man.
No, man, thanks for. I know we've talked on and off about doing a live stream thing at some point.
Yeah, well, this is so fun. I mean, at least now I sort of know how to do it. I still want to figure out how to do it with my fancy pants camera. I'm kind of bummed that didn't work, but this is my FaceTime wingdinger camera.
Yeah, that's. I just got a new camera I'm trying to figure out how to use. So I have to figure out how to operate the settings. But
yeah, well, let me know, because I obviously don't know how to use mine. I know how to use my FaceTime thingy.
Well, see, and we gotta get with RJ. RJ was telling me how he does his live streams look incredible.
Yeah, RJ kills it.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's what we need to do is let's pester RJ and see if we can't have him in on one of them, and that'd be fun.
Yeah.
We can just totally pester him
the whole time. Well, RJ will be at GearFest.
Oh, so, right on. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I'll be in the rep booth hanging out.
Yeah, I'll be. It's looking like it's gonna be raining, unfortunately.
Super.
Yeah, right. Every year it rains, so
Yay!
I'll be there Friday, and you'll probably be there both days, and then
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. And then I'm trying to think. RJ would be. Yeah, RJ's awesome.
Yeah, he's a
So-
sweet dude. I've been meaning to do the Between Two Fenders thing with him.
Yeah,
Because
definitely do that.
he doesn't live far from me, and he's a killer player, a really sweet guy. I just
Yeah.
want to tease him about all his tattoos.
I know.
Like, dude, what does that really mean?
Yeah.
You got drunk, man.
You don't
Come
know.
on. You just made up a story behind that, but it's really just Tweety Bird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he might that's what I was talking to you about after Gearfest. I'm just trying to figure out everyone's schedule
Yeah.
about coming over here. So
Well, man,
whoever
I'm
can.
still kind of playing it by ear as far as how things are going to work out schedule-wise for me, but
yeah.
let's talk about it, because it'd be fun, man, if we all just basically wrecked your place.
Yeah.
On camera, we'll just trash the
On
place.
you guys
You
just
get
come
so
here,
many hits.
knock everything over, never actually shoot a video.
Never
Just-
play guitar, nothing, just like
Just destroy
wreck
it
the
all.
room.
Yeah, well, I know. Like I said, I know. Pete couldn't do it. He has to leave Saturday. But RJ might be staying over the day after Gearfest, and I think Tim Pierce is going to be here too.
Oh, Tim
So,
Pierce.
yeah.
I love that guy.
So-
I mean, he's a hero of mine. Tim is like, wow.
Oh, same. So, someone's asking when the next live stream is. I do not know.
Me no.
I-
Me just
I-
don't care.
I do not know these.
Me no.
Yeah, next Friday I'll be at Gearfest, so I probably won't be able to have one next Friday. Saturday I turn 30, so
Oh, wow.
Man.
You're just a pup.
man,
Just a pup.
you know what? That's what me and my wife always joke. Hashtag the road to 30. So it's here.
Well, it was long enough
I'm-
ago. I don't
I'm-
even remember.
30. Still don't know how to play the 5 pentatonic boxes good enough to do anything with it. So another 30. I think it's another 30 years. So
You need to stop with that. You sound great.
but no, man. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to all the awesome peeps for being cool with us, just nerding out.
Yeah, I apologize if I train wrecked to sing.
No, we got all kinds of sweet licks now. So now I have the. Oh.
Yep.
Nope, I'm at.
There you
Nope.
go.
Oh, I remember you
Yeah.
shifted.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh. Uh-oh.
And
Watch out
remember, don't do that over. Do that over A.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, look, and my trick still works.
Yeah, works over the 4 chord. See? You're gonna be rich.
Oh man, I got the money licks now. You
You're gonna be
shouldn't
rich, man.
you shouldn't have showed me those. You know.
Whatever, man. I want to hear it. I want to hear what you do with it.
Yeah, the next solo, it's like that. You're like, wait a second, it's all just your licks.
No way, man.
God, well, thank you, man. Thank you, everyone else, for tuning in, and then I think that's pretty much it. So
Thanks for hanging in there, everybody. While
Yeah,
I
thank you,
trashed
everyone.
Poor Robert's show.
no, later, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And then let me